There are some mysteries in this world that may never be solved. The disappearance of Amelia Earhart, the identity of Jack the Ripper's victims, what happened to Jimmy Hoffa, where is Bigfoot, and so on. But there's one mystery that towers above all others, a mystery that has captivated the human imagination for centuries. What happened to Atlantis? Hi, it's me, and today we're answering the extraordinary. Was Atlantis real? Or was it just a fairy tale spun by an overactive imagination? Let's find out. The idea of a great lost city has captured humanity's imagination for thousands of years. Plato's Atlantis is perhaps the most famous example. According to Plato, Atlantis was a place of wisdom and enlightenment, home to a race of wise and powerful people. But it was also a place of great wealth and power, a naval superpower that ruled over much of the Mediterranean Sea. However, the Atlanteans became arrogant, and their empire fell into decline. In Plato's words, they were visited by a great calamity in one day, and in a single hour, Atlantis was plunged beneath the waves, taking its advanced culture and its wise inhabitants with it. But is there any truth to Plato's story? Could Atlantis have been a real historical place, or was it merely a figment of Plato's imagination? Well, the answer may surprise you. In recent years, a number of historians have come to the conclusion that Atlantis probably did exist. They point to the fact that Plato's description of Atlantis is remarkably detailed. He tells us about its location, its size, its climate, its geography, its government, its culture, and even its military strength. Furthermore, Plato wrote about Atlantis in great detail, describing it as a place of great beauty and wisdom, a place where the people lived in harmony with each other and with nature. Given the amount of detail and the consistency of Plato's account, it seems unlikely that he would have invented such a place. Another piece of evidence that points to the existence of Atlantis comes from archaeology. In recent years, archaeologists have discovered a number of ancient ruins that bear an uncanny resemblance to Plato's description of Atlantis. These include the ruins of the ancient city of Helique, which was destroyed by an earthquake and tsunami, as well as the ruins of the Minoan city of Akrotiri, which was destroyed by a volcanic eruption. Both of these cities were located in the Mediterranean Sea, just as Plato said Atlantis was. And both were destroyed in a single day by a natural disaster, just as Plato said Atlantis was. Some historians argue that Plato was inspired by the destruction of one of these cities, perhaps by the destruction of Helice, or by the volcanic eruption that destroyed Thera. This eruption is one of the largest volcanic eruptions in recorded history, and it's thought to have inspired the myth of Atlantis. But if Atlantis was real, why is it lost to us now? Why haven't we found any evidence of its existence? Well, there are a few possible explanations. One is that Atlantis was destroyed in a single day by a natural disaster, just as Plato said. If that's the case, then it's possible that the city was completely wiped off the face of the earth, leaving no trace of its existence. Another explanation is that Atlantis was never in the Mediterranean at all, but was actually located somewhere else entirely. Some historians believe that Atlantis was actually located in the North Atlantic Ocean, and that it was destroyed by a massive tsunami. Still, others believe that Atlantis was actually located in the Arctic, and that it was destroyed by the shifting of the ice caps. So, was Atlantis real, or was it just a fairy tale? Well, the evidence seems to point to the fact that Atlantis did exist, at least in some form or another. Whether or not it was a place of wisdom and enlightenment as Plato described it, is another matter entirely. Perhaps Plato was inspired by the ruins of an ancient city like Helice, or by the volcanic eruption that destroyed Thera. Perhaps he combined these historical events with his own philosophical musings to create the myth of Atlantis. Or perhaps Atlantis was truly a place of wisdom and enlightenment, a place where the people lived in harmony with each other and with nature. A place that unfortunately is lost to us now, but whose wisdom and teachings can still be found in the works of Plato. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, Atlantis may have been destroyed, but its legacy lives on in the stories that we tell about it. So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and who knows what you might discover.